Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how I use these paper raffles to decorate pages in my journal. And this is for Junk Journal January 25, day 10, prompt trim. I normally use fabric trim in my journals. The most common I use is eyelet trim or ribbons to put in the edge of my pages as I make my journal, but I sometimes also use these paper raffles to decorate my pages after I've journaled in them, so that's what I'm gonna do today. I decided to make a big collage using these two pages. I really wanted to use that purple page because on the other side of that page I did, for the prompt hidden, I did a hidden journaling spot using an envelope, and the page just needs more consistency. It turns weird because it's too heavy on one side where I put the envelope, so I needed to add more papers to it to make it more sturdy. So I decided to just make a big collage in these two pages, and as you'll see at the end, I'm gonna decorate it with trim. As you can tell by my voice, I'm very congested. I've been sick this week, not fun. I've already gotten sick a few times this fall and winter, so I'm not very excited about it, and I've been very low energy, and I really wanted for this prompt to show you how I make the paper raffles, but I just couldn't do it. that meant too much planning, and I'm trying to use the little bit of energy I have left to do my actual work. So I'm just gonna use paper raffles that I had already made. And for the collage, I'm using a lot of scraps that I had on my desk and some of the other scraps that I've saved in that pocket in this journal. That piece of a magazine image that I'm gluing there is an image from a fabric, an antique fabric, and I used some of that for the antique prompt. And so I still had some leftovers that I wanted to use for this collage. I really like how it adds some color in this otherwise very neutral background. So I was very happy to incorporate that reddish pinkish colors into this collage. And here I'm adding other more colorful images as well. That's an image from a window, I think. And it's a lot of trying to see where these things go. That's how I usually collage, just trying to see what fits here, what fits there, not putting much thought. And I finished all of it off camera because the main part of this video for today's prompt is not the collage, so it's what comes next. So I didn't want to spend a lot of time showing you how I try to fit paper. You know the drill. And now I'm gonna add that flower, but first I wanted to add a piece of doily. This doily is like paper, plasticky paper. It's hard to glue, so I have to use a lot of art glitter glue to be able to glue it. But I really like it. I don't have much of those doilies left. Those are also vintage doilies, I think. And I'm putting that flower that I fussy cut. And now I'm gonna add a sticker. I wanted to add some more nature things into this collage, so that's a foliage sticker, and I really like that it's big. I truly need to make smaller journals for these challenges. But since I made this whole journal to be my challenges journal, I'm gonna continue having big pages. I think things look much better in the smaller size journals and are probably easier to be cohesive. But I mean, I still like this size of journal. I actually really like how this page looks at the end. Oh, if you didn't notice, I'm wearing different clothes because I finished this hours later. I started in the morning, I went to work, I came back, and I changed clothes and I finished this collage. Sometimes it's hard for me to find, 30 minutes or whatever, how long it would take me to make this in the day. So I do things liter by liter. So now I'm adding a stamp that came in an envelope that I tea dyed, and I was hoping that with the tea dyeing the stamp was gonna detach, but it didn't. So I'm just gonna use it with a piece of envelope. And that white paper I'm adding, that's from a sticker stamp. So I saved that. That's like the backing of the sticker. And it works great as a background element, I thought, for this little cluster I'm making here with stamps. And I'm gonna use now an image from an encyclopedia that I cut out. All of these images I have here are from an encyclopedia, and I cut them out using what is it called? Thinning shears for hair, that they have like those teeth that are together, and that when you cut with them, they create that zigzag effect that stamps would have. So I really like to cut images with those to make them look like stamps. And then I'm adding some details with a white Posca pen. They're not all of them visible, but I like that. I don't know, it adds something to the page. It kind of makes everything cohesive, even if they're not obvious. And now it's the moment for the star of this collage. So I'm inking all the edges of the paper ruffle just to give it more dimension, I guess, to make it look a little bit more interesting. And now I'm gonna glue it at the edge of this page. Do you like to use any sort of trim in your pages to decorate your edges? Let me know in the comments below, what do you like to use? Do you like to use paper ruffles? I think paper ruffles are so easy to make and use. My son is singing. Maybe you can hear him. But they have the problem that you need a sewing machine to make paper ruffles. Unless, I don't know, maybe you could sew it by hand, I cannot imagine. Now I'm gonna add that little bit of more paper ruffle that I made using the branding strip of paper pads. You know that they have that strip that you can detach or cut out. And I save all of those and I use them to make paper ruffles. They look great. And I'm adding some stamps here and there, nothing too obvious. I wanted subtle details. And I'm trying to see if that little piece can fit in there, but it didn't. So I'm checking here that I'm actually adding the right number. Day 10. And I'm gonna stamp it. Where do I stamp it? There. I wasn't sure where to stamp, and then I just kept stamping 10. And now I'm gonna write trim. I grabbed that pen that it's dying, and I don't know, I think I need to get rid of it, but I don't want to get rid of it because I become attached to some things. Even though the pen is not working, I still use it. There we have the paper ruffles. Look at that one, it's so beautiful. I really like how they make the whole collage more cohesive. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again next time soon. Bye!